Everyone hates Smurfs. They dominate games with perfect macro mechanics and CS. Usually it's easy to identify a Smurf by one of those things. But what if I told you that there is a simpler way to spot a Smurf? There is a specific item that gives out if someone is smurfing. I'm talking about Mejai's Soulstealer. Mejai is all about stacks. You get them for takedown or assist. Each stack gives you 5 AP and maximum amount of stacks that you can get is 25. You lose 10 stacks on death, which means that Mejai's Soulstealer is a high-risk item. Without stacks, Mejai gives minimal value, since its gold efficiency is low, which basically means that you get less stats for your gold. Stats that Mejai gives without stacks are tiny compared to any other AP item, and stacks is the only passive effect that it gives. But if you get many stacks, Mejai becomes one of the most powerful items in the game. I still remember playing against semi-tank Akali that had fully stacked Mejai, was one-shotting everything and was unkillable. Before going into real examples of Smurfs who abuse it, let's compare Mejai to its AD counterpart, Hubris. Both items have unique strength, but their risk and rewards are different. Even without stacks, Hubris gives fair stats and its gold efficiency is good, which means that even if you don't get many stacks, Hubris would still have a major impact. Unlike Mejai, Hubris' passive effect doesn't work the same as Mejai's. With Hubris, you get a stack upon scoring a takedown against a champion within 3 seconds of damaging them. After takedown, you get 15 bonus AD for 90 seconds, and each stack increases bonus AD that you gain by 2. You lose additional AD on death, but you don't lose your stacks, so you can keep on getting stacks without any risk. I miss those statues, like why Riot removed it. While Mejai demands flawless gameplay to maintain its power, Hubris rewards consistent performance without punishing mistakes so harshly. All this leads us to conclusion that Mejai is the most risky item in League. All that means that you only build Mejai if you're snowballing and you're confident that you are not going to die. In match where skill of players is more or less equal, Mejai is useless, since one or the other way you are going to die and lose your stacks. If you are not smurfing, you shouldn't risk building Mejai, because everything could go wrong at any moment. And if you die with Mejai, you lose a lot of tempo. Speaking of which, Dark Seal is not smurfing only type of item. If someone buys Dark Seal, he's not necessarily a smurf, because it only costs 350 gold, which is not a lot, and it could be sold at any point in the game without major tempo loss. Mejai's Soulstealer costs 1500 and it has minimal impact without stacks. You can't just sell it like Dark Seal, because it's a legendary item and you will lose a lot of tempo if you sell it. Mejai is used by gamers that are confident in their ability to snowball and dominate. And if someone is overly confident in their ability to snowball, it's likely that they're smurfing. Now that we understand how Mejai works, let's have a look at some real examples of smurfs that build it. Our first smurf is an OTP Akali. He's level 34 and Emerald 1, with 90% win rate. Obviously he's smurfing. He doesn't build Mejai that frequently because now he's in Emerald 1 and that's his real rank. But back when he was smurfing in Plat and low Emerald, he was buying Mejai almost in every game. Here is another example of talented player. He's level 46, Emerald 4 and he has 75% win rate. And what we see here, Mejai Soulstealer again. Another example, he's level 33, Platinum 3 and he has 88% win rate. And again, he builds Mejai quite often. Smurfs buy Mejai that often because they're confident that they will snowball and don't lose their stacks. But there is only one exception. Evelynn is the only champion who ignores Mejai equals smurf rule because of her snowball or lose playstyle. Mejai is a common item for many EVE players, not just smurfs. Mejai Soulstealer is included in her most popular build, which is not the case for Akali, that prefers Zhonya or Rabadon. Just like Akali, Katarina prioritizes Zhonya, Rabadon or other alternative items. Same goes for Fizz, he doesn't have Mejai in his popular builds. Smurfs often build Mejai, but it doesn't mean that everyone who builds Mejai is a smurf. Regular players might build Mejai too. Like, if they get favorable matchup and blessing of the jungler, Smurfs might prefer more reliable builds that don't require flawless gameplay. But both scenarios are more of exception. I don't wanna be that guy, but I'm so close to 250 subs, so please subscribe.